I'm not sure where she's going. She's going through, I'm going through. Okay, people. Welcome back. This is not simply a second video, this is a follow-up video to my intro vlog. I really don't think that truck needed to give that car that much room, but never mind. And I might be saying welcome back people, or okay people, in a slightly ironic sense, because as of the time of recording this video, my intro video vlog has been up for 3 days and has had the grand total of 0 views. Not that I'm particularly worried about that. I'm not pushing the presence of my videos at all. I'm watching to see what that Audi TT is planning on doing, but yeah, I'm letting the public become aware of them organically, I think is the modern parlance for letting it go how it wants to go. I know when you post these videos up on YouTube, it gives you the facility to link to Facebook and Twitter, etc. And yes, I could have done that, but like I said, I'm not really pushing it. I want people to find it because they want to find it. If that means it takes longer for people to become aware of it, so be it. I'm in no hurry. I just wanted to clarify on this one some things I said on the intro video. That things like when I said I'm on a budget, I did stress that quite strongly that I'm on a budget, and yeah, that's fair enough, I am on a budget. But you want to give the impression that that means I'm not willing to spend any money on improving equipment as and when I can. What it basically means is I'm not going to go and buy expensive cameras and drones when I don't know where this is going. If I'm able to acquire better cameras, say for example, at a time when I've got the funds available, I will do so. But I doubt very much whether I'll ever be joining the world of the GoPro. I think, as I mentioned, that the camera that you see there mounted on that wing mirror, I'll get to that in a second, but there's a 40 pound SJ4000 clone off of eBay. Works well enough. Does the job. If I spent 10 times that on a GoPro, would it be 10 times better? Probably not. And I've also become aware of some of the YouTube videos that I've watched where people use GoPros, but they have issues with them. Technical problems, performance issues, things like that. So basically spending all that extra money doesn't guarantee that you're always going to get a faultless, totally reliable product. Don't let me through there. Yeah, I can go through there. Thank you. The only thing that buying big brand names like GoPro, Drift, etc. does get you is better support, I think, so that in the event that problems do arise, you're more likely to get them resolved. Obviously, without being a cheap Chinese clone from eBay, there is no firmware support for that. I wouldn't even know where to go for it, even if it was available. There is no brand name on it. There's one of these myriad of knockoffs that come out of China. I suppose it's arguable that SJ Cam are a knockoff of GoPro. Although they would probably argue that they're not trying to be GoPro. So a lot of these SJ4000 clones are actually listed on eBay as SJ4000, although they don't use the term SJ Cam all the time. But the camera that's mounted on the crash helmet that you are now viewing this video from, whatever, is a branded name. It's a Mio, M-I-O. Now, Mio are a fairly well-known electronics brand. They do sat-navs and dash cams, automotive electronics. And there are shortcomings with this camera. I'm certainly glad I didn't pay full price for it. I mean, it's adequate at the price I got it for. I would have been sorely annoyed if I had paid full price for it, given the performance and features that it has. But again, being a branded name, you say, oh yeah, great, get full support on that. Yeah. I can only wish. I have emailed Mio, whoever you want to call it. They have a Facebook page. I've left comments on there. And absolutely zero feedback. I mean, it may be that they concentrate their support people on Snapchat, Twitter, whatever, any other forum other than Facebook, but then why have the presence on Facebook if you don't support it? Because I would be very happy if there was a firmware update for this camera, because I think the video quality for a 1080p device is not quite there. It's not bad. Oh yeah, you go ahead. But it's not what I would call top-notch 1080p. Okay, it's 1080p 30, so not the very best you can get at the moment. It was probably one of the best at the time. But as you can see from looking at the video, the image quality is a little soft. As I say, it's not bad, but it's a little on the soft side. The biggest problem I had with it was when I first started using it straight out the box. You think, well, the settings it come with must be there or thereabouts, because that's what the factory set it at. Well, the colour was so ridiculously oversaturated on the footage, it was almost cartoon-like. These greens that you're seeing here on the hedgerows and the grass were almost fluorescent. Reds were like a bright orange, and the sky was almost completely washed out. It was terrible. I've had to drop the saturation settings down a heck of a lot to get it into a reasonable level of... It could probably do a bit more tweaking, but it's reasonable at the moment. It's not too far away from the camera on the wing mirror there. And coming back to the camera on the wing mirror, check. If you've seen the intro vlog video, you probably realise that I was cutting between the two cameras, the mirror mounted camera and the helmet mounted camera. And you probably noticed that there were anomalies in the switching over from one to the other. I basically identified that it was the switching from the mirror mounted camera to the helmet mounted camera that was causing the anomalies. I think it's something to do with the codec in the video footage from the camera coding, sorry. what I've decided to do is, for the foreseeable future, is to simply use a video from the helmet camera. I think it gives a slightly more interesting perspective. I quite like the flying in speech marks. The feeling you get from watching videos taken from the wing-mounted camera, the mirror-mounted camera. God, I can't talk at the moment. But until I can sort out the problem with switching from one to the other, I'll stay with the helmet-mounted one. Most YouTube bloggers seem to use predominantly helmet-mounted camera footage, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue for you guys and gals, folks, geeks. So here we are on a beautiful early October day, autumn as we call it here in the UK, fall as many other places can call it, and as you just saw from that little clip of video, the reason why many other places call it fall is because, drum roll, it's the time of year when the leaves fall from the trees. I mean, a lot of them are falling, some of them are still on the turn, quite a lot are still green. But another week or so riding along these roads, riding through walls of orange, gold, red, absolutely stunning. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think that's one of the things of living in a small country like England and the rest of, obviously, the UK, Scotland, Wales. It's a tiny place compared to some, obviously America, Russia, Australia. But you get so much variety in that small area. You've obviously got the softly rolling wooded areas of mid-southern England and many other places. Gentle hills, trees right up to the roadside, very nice. And probably just a couple of hours away you get the open heathlands of Dartmoor, Exmoor, but other areas like the New Forest, areas in Wales and Scotland that are rugged and look fantastic whatever the weather. And Ireland, of course, of similar topologies, similar terrains, I think, is how it seems to be. And the underlying structures, minerals, things like that encourage particular types of growth. Oh, getting all nerdy now, and all tree huggy. So, yep, I was looking out the window and thinking, no, I'm not staying at home today. It's been a few days since the bike had some exercise. And some other people out enjoying the weather. Here's a nice little bit. It's a shame the hedge line obscures so much of the view here. I'm not suggesting they get rid of it, because obviously it supports a lot of wildlife. But if they trimmed it back, it would be amazing. Look at that, fantastic. And there have been times when I've travelled this road early in the morning, on an autumn morning, or even on spring morning. This valley has been absolutely filled with mist. It's like you're diving down into a grey sea. It's amazing. I've gone from nerdy to poetic now. Dear. But no, had to be a day out, the ride out on the bike today. Watch out for the walkers. Walkers. I suppose in a sense they were white walkers. Yeah. So they were walking and they are white. When we get on to topics like that, not in my vlogs, stay away from things like that. Not because I don't have views and opinions on such things, but because I don't expect everyone else to agree with me, which is fine. That brings on to another area of contention at the moment, people agreeing or disagreeing with other people's opinions and whether they should be allowed to hold them or not. There we go. That's why it makes me rather undecided as to whether I should laugh or cry when I hear people say that we're all the same underneath. No, we're not. We're not all the same. We all have different views, opinions, outlooks, tastes, desires. I mean, look at what I'm doing now. I'm riding a motorcycle. There are many, many people who would shriek in horror at the very thought of riding a motorcycle. Those things are dangerous. They're not. Well, some people ride them to be dangerous, but the things themselves aren't dangerous. It's just a machine. Like so many other things, it's how it's used that can make them dangerous. So yeah, please, if you ever hear somebody saying, but we're all the same underneath. No, we're not. No, we're not. You only have to look at the news to realise that that is a fallacy. Yes, I know, I appreciate some of our differences are nurture rather than nature, how we're brought up, what we're brought up to believe. Yes, you call it indoctrination, whatever you want to call it, but mate, not of any interest, okay? And not just how we're brought up, but how, in a lot of cases, certainly in more recent times, how we're educated. It seems to me that the educational establishment and systems in most Western countries these days is chock-a-block with left-wing liberals who have absolutely no qualms or compunctions about making it very clear to their students what they think is the right way to think. Look at this. That's lovely. Imagine living in one of those houses over there, having that view any time of year. Amazing. Again, not on the epic scale of some places in the world, like America, Australia, Russia, or even some areas of France and Germany. Amazing vistas. But this is a similar sort of thing on a smaller, softer scale. And it suits me fine. Lots of hikey people out today. Oh yes, too nice a day to be sat at home when you've got a machine like this outside waiting to go for a ride. Cloud building up. Knew it couldn't last. Not supposed to rain though. So I thought I'd head out on one of my favourite little circuits from where I live, up through the West Sussex countryside. Of course, being a weekday, it's replete with business and other types of traffic. But hey, They have rights too, don't they? They're entitled to use the road. I just wish they'd get out of my bloody way. Oops. No, sorry. Yes, we are travelling at or around the speed limit. So, no real cause for complaint. Of course, we're heading to that time of year now. I think I mentioned it before in the other videos. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I mentioned it on some other footage that I have yet to post. But this time of year, autumn, along with late spring, is probably my favourite time of year. Generally, I mean, I like all periods of the year. For seasonality, I prefer winter. Not just because it's got Christmas in it. Aha! Oh, there he is. I said it. I said the C word. Strange how quite a few people would think that Christmas is more of an obscene word than the other four-letter word that begins with C. But anyway, I love Christmas. I love what it represents. I love the feeling of festiveness and celebration. And yes, I do also keep in mind why, but certainly I celebrate Christmas. I'm not strongly religious, but I do have some beliefs, probably my own version of things. It suits me. But yeah, I love Christmas. I like winter, but for getting out and about on the motorbike, autumn and spring are probably the best. It's cooler, can be drier as the day we have today. I must send this mount back for refurbishment. It's not working properly. It's cooler, drier. Tend to be less flying insects to get splattered all across the front of the bike in my crash helmet and jacket. It's still warm enough that you don't have to swaddle yourself up in layers and layers. Oh great, we picked up another white van. Oh, two. Nice little village pond here at Storrington. And of course in the spring you still get much fewer bugs than in summer. Bugs, sorry about that, music slipping into an Americanism. Insects. Let's put it this way, all bugs are insects, but not all insects are bugs. Bug describes a particular type of, I believe it is, insect with biting or blood-sucking mouthparts. Like ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, that type of thing. But I think that semantics and differences in language is maybe a topic for another vlog. Yes, I think I'd enjoy that. It'll probably get people agitated a little bit, but what the heck? Isn't that what the internet is all for? Get those keyboard warriors somewhere to vent their irrational anger. Yeah, I probably could have gunned it then and got past this van, but I'm out for a nice ride, not to get me or the hero blobs on my foot pegs down. I think I did mention in the intro vlog that I have only got this bike. Okay, maybe a little bit Let's do go. Okay, well, coming up here, and a bend, junction and bend combined, so it's a bit easy. Opposite camber, watch out for that. When these roads are a bit damp, that can lead to mishaps. Obviously the opposite camber, even though you don't think you're leaning over very much, the angle between your tyre and the road increases that much more. That's not a very nice piece of road. With the winter coming, it's only going to get worse. Slow. Quick. Slow. Yeah. Overtaking opportunity, not there. I do love this bike. Very careful here. I see something really important going on there. Close half the road. Excuse me. There's a Fuller's pub there. I do like a drop of Fuller's ale. There's several of them around this area. I've yet to go to. I've been to a couple. Sorry. Yes. Actually picked up a free bottle of vintage ale at one of the pubs. I was actually talking to one of the staff behind the bar about the various Fuller's ales and how much I enjoy them. Absolutely no ulterior motive, as in trying to wangle free beer out of them, not at all. I actually paid for the beers, the drinks that I bought at the bar, went and sat down, and next thing I know, the girl from behind the bar had gone into the storeroom, came back with a bottle of vintage ale and just handed it over. There you go. Thank you very much. I do not think I have opened that yet. That was several years ago, so that should have matured nicely. Yes, if you're into ale, I don't mean beer, I mean ale, not lager. If you're into ale, some nice and heavy, rich and fruity with a lot of aroma. Get yourself some. Thank you. Get yourself some Fuller's Brewer's Reserve. It's not cheap, but it is absolutely delicious and quite potent. Or if you want something really strong, try their, I think it's Imperial Stout, which I believe for an ale stout is about 11 or 12% proof. Yep, almost up to wine strength. But you drink it in a pint. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I I'll leave the indicator on, although I suppose I shouldn't do really, because somebody might think I've forgotten to cancel it, but never mind. I was holding to the left to make sure nobody tried to slip through. There's a village near here called Watersfield. And if you look at this area when we've had some bad weather, heavy rain and the like, you'll see why. This has a tendency to flood. You can tell by all the elevated rail tracks and roadways. And extensive ditch work to control and divert those flood waters. And a horrible bumpy road. But somewhere around here is a very bad repair across the road. It's on a bend, like that. Oh God. Oh, and another one. Just where you don't want them. Well, it doesn't seem to phase this bike too much, but yeah, let's get up into the oven top. So yeah, Imperial Stout and Fullers, very, very nice. And as I say, Brewers Reserve. What's the other one? Fullers do an ale called London Pride, which I think a lot of people might be aware of. If you're not aware, they also do an ale called Golden Pride, and that is about 7 or 8%. Yep, quite enough throttle on that pull away. And excuse me, I was always thinking about ale. It's got me burping. No, I'm not that much of an alky. I can have an occasional beer every 5 minutes. No, not really. No. Lovely little village here. I think this is Colwaltham. Very nice. Oh, 30 limit. Yes, Golden Pride. Recommended. Very, very drinkable. Be careful. It's quite light in taste, but quite fruity. Quite fragrant, but very nice. So take it easy. I don't drink more than one at a time. I can't remember actually the last time I had a Golden Pride. I must go and get some. The only place that I know locally that sells them is Sainsbury's over at Chichester, which is not that far, but it's just a pain. Don't really want to head out that way just to get a couple of bottles of ale. Excuse me. But if I happen to be out that way for any other reason, I will endeavour to drop by. But when I was mentioning the Fuller's Brewers Reserve, many years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago, I bought 4 or 5 bottles of Brewers Reserve number 3, I think it was. Drank one straight away, enjoyed it immensely. Drank another one as my Christmas ale some months later, and that was even better. It had matured and developed the flavour, and possibly was a little bit stronger, because it's quite a sweet ale, so it's quite a high sugar content, so not all of the yeast has been killed off. It will obviously continue to convert the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide. So that will left me with 2 or 3. I can't remember whether I bought 4 or 5, but I was left with 2 or 3. But anyway, I've got one left. One left that is about 6 years in the keeping. I keep thinking I should drink that. But then I checked on the Fuller's website and looked at the current price per 500 millilitre bottle, half a litre, that pint, one solitary pint of this ale. The last time I looked, it was over £100. Yes. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, if I consume this bottle of ale, I am basically, eventually, flushing £100 down the toilet. But now I don't know what to do. I suppose it's a slightly lower level equivalent of somebody buying a very rare wine or port or Madeira or something for thousands and thousands of pounds at auction, and then just leaving it in a cellar. I mean, surely eventually that wine is going to get as good as it can get, and then it's going to start deteriorating. It's going to become vinegar. It'll be a very, very high quality vinegar, I would think. Nice little bendy bit of the road. So yes, one single pint of that ale, last time I checked, was worth over £100. What the hell do I do? Do I put it up for sale and buy myself a Drift Stealth or whatever the latest and greatest action camera is? Well, put the money towards one. I certainly wouldn't buy one. Or do I just go, what the hell? Just think, what I haven't had I won't miss, and enjoy what will hopefully be a snap review. Hopefully not for somebody on a bike. I'm too busy gassing there. I'm keeping an eye out in my mirrors. Should have spotted that. Keep checking your mirrors, David. I know that makes sense. Yeah, I do get annoyed. I have received advanced driving and riding instruction, but I do not in any way, shape or form think that makes me a perfect driver or motorcyclist. What I hope it does, or what I hope it means, is that I try to be a better driver or rider. Used to be a national speed limit this stretch of road, 60 miles an hour. Ow. Oh, that bump never used to be there. Or that one. Now, do I pass or not? Let him get away. He's just coming to the top of the hill. He's obviously been held back by the incline. Once we get over the top, he'll be away. I don't want to be looking like I'm being a... Is it all traffic says? Don't want to look like I'm being a douche, being an idiot or a... There we go. He's off. There you go, mate. Hope whoever it is okay. Now we're coming back down over the top of that valley. Now that looks nice. I should have come the other way. Nice car. Calm and gear. It's funny how on national speed limit roads like this, 60 miles an hour, people still move over to let ambulances pass, yet they hardly do more than a national speed limit anyway. Do I stop at Whiteways? Yeah, go on then. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes.